Welcome back, everyone, to Pillars of Eternity. This is looking through the options screen. I noticed there's this thing for developer commentary. I'll tell you one thing, I'm definitely excited about giving that a try. Probably after I play through the game the first time. In a subsequent playthrough, I will probably go through with the developer commentary and listen to what there is to say about that, because I'm definitely intrigued. Alright, while I was away, I also looked up to see what those braziers did, and like I suspected, they turn off some of those traps in that area that I just manually disengaged. So I guess there's that. And as far as I can tell, the Obsidian Cloak is simply cosmetic. I didn't really want to investigate too deeply on that, though, because I didn't want any spoilers, but I think it's just cosmetic. But if it's not, well, someone maybe might be able to tell me on here or not. Or maybe I'll just look into it deeper after I play through the game the first time. Anyway, as you can see, we are still continuing on, and we are about to go through the door and leave the ruins. Alright, everybody. 1, 2, 3, go! It's very eerie out here. See a stone statue on the map. This is not very big. I wonder if I'll come back here. We're getting very close, folks, to the part where I last left off. About to enter blind territory soon. Alright. There's a little rock here. Let's go find out what that is. Oh. Sneak. Let's sneak. Alright, let's not sneak, because it doesn't matter. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus. An ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
That's gloomy.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Alright, let's see what happens. I can't be pleasant. Shiny, bright. What just happened? For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place. Another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with Aedra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end of a great pillar of Aedra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Interesting. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions. Troubling questions. Questions that must be answered. Or... At the base of the pillar now you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him. One question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. Huh. Interesting. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. And we have a new tutorial thing. One of the characters has become fatigued. Fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear demanding activity on a character. It is most commonly received as an injury when a character is knocked down, but some scripted interactions will also result in fatigue if they are especially grueling. Fatigue goes through multiple stages, initially inflicting minor penalties but growing in severity over time. Resting is the easiest way to remove the effects of fatigue, though some consumables can also remove fatigue. At least this gives you a strong incentive to rest. It's one thing I had an issue with in games such as Neverwinter Nights and such. Like, you just rest by going to, like, some safe area in the middle of some manor. Push rest, and, like, supposedly 8 hours go by. It didn't really make much sense. The Hordes of the Underdark, I think, rectified that somewhat. But that was a long time ago. Alright. Interesting. We'll see how rest is handled here. I honestly don't know. Hyoden and Kaliska lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death, and that sucks. Seriously, I kind of, like, started to like them. They freaking killed them off, but I guess they're just temporary companions. It's very common for games to have temporary companions in the beginning, before you meet your permanent ones. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Alright, your character has earned enough experience to advance a level. Click on the icon. Click the icon on their portrait to level them up. So I just got 625 XP, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out. Alright, how do I level up? I assume I click the plus sign right here. Alright, skills! I get to have some skills. I am not a stealthy man. I'm a dwarf. I'm very upfront with things. I mean, you can advance on... You can argue I'm little, but I don't care. Alright. I'm athletic. The lore thing, I'm probably not going to go up too much higher. I'm probably not going to go up mechanics. Survival. All of these look good. Damage reduction. What about athletics? Pits to leap over once per encounter. Can use the second wind ability. Oh, that's what grants me second wind? I thought that was being a fighter did that. Alright, well, anyway, out of curiosity, do things get more expensive? Ah, they do. Okay. Ah. They just do, and so the bonuses are more meaningful as you get higher. Well, I don't know how much I want to do lore. Often have a call outside of conversations. Lore is used to activate scrolls. Otherwise, it's used in conversations. Well, I'm gonna be strong, so let's get a couple there. I'm gonna be real strong. Let's use up all my points. Unused points will carry to the next level, though. I might just postpone that and go up survival. I like damage reduction. Accuracy bonus versus creature type. I wonder if I get to choose what that creature type is. Oh yeah, athletics. What's it gonna do for me? I guess just more endurance. I mean, endurance basically acts like per encounter HP. I'm not interested in stealth. I'm not interested in mechanics. Alright, let's go survival 3. Again, I don't know if this is the optimal allocation. I'm literally going through this blind. I've not really gotten a chance to really study the mechanics of this game. Alright, we have a choice of talents. 1 talent remaining. And we have to choose it. We can't go on without it. Alright, there's a bunch of different categories, it seems. Is there like a list of what I currently have? Is it listed? I honestly can't tell. I mean, I don't know if I have a weapon focus already. Is there anything that gives me bonuses with the, yeah, the poleaxe adventure? Huh. I mean, I like my poleaxe. Honestly, I'm not sure what weapon I'm going to choose. A warhammer sounds pretty nice. But I just don't know. One-handed style, two-weapon style? Oh, two-weapon. Ah, two-handed style is what I'd want. That, maybe. What other choices are there? Class. The heck is Acolyte's Radiance? That's odd that a fighter would have that. Sneak attack. Is this their way of allowing multi-classes? It seems like, because a lot of these seem kind of multi-class-esque. Like, seriously. Yeah. It's like a weaker version, I think, of the main class's ability. Rogue, Priest. What's the one that would use me, you know, do wizard stuff? That's definitely a monk. Paladin. Yeah, these seem like the way you would multi-class. I don't know if I need an additional knockdown right now. Offensive. Oh yeah, that's the weapon style. Defensive. Hold the line. Engagement. What's that? Engagement occurs anytime a character attacks an enemy with a melee weapon. As soon as the attacker gets close enough, he will or she will engage. When a character is first engaged, he or she will stop moving. The character is free to move again, but doing so provokes disengagement. If characters break engagement, they have a limited amount of time before the enemy they disengage can attempt to re-engage. Some afflictions make it impossible for a character to engage. Fine, but what's the engagement limit? Note that there are a number of talents abilities that modify engagement rules, such as graceful retreat, hold the line. Yeah, hold the line, blah 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 blah. And the rogue escape. Some creatures, especially large ones, may engage more than one creature at a time. I mean, does that mean I engage more than one person at a time? What does that mean, though? Am I missing it? I'm probably missing it. Maybe it means that if you're engaged with more than one person and any of those people decide to move away, you get an attack of opportunity on them? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Bear's Fortitude. Gives me 10 Fortitude. What's Fortitude do? Poison resist? Yo. Oh. Doesn't give me definition. Nothing gives me definition. Little thing. Oh, am I just supposed to mouse over? Alright, Fortitude. Yeah, I am. I guess clicking it makes it go away. Alright, that makes sense. Fortitude resists attacks in the internal physical systems of character, poison, disease, blah blah blah. So it's basically your immune system. And well, I guess poison resist too. I mean, dwarves have that. Yeah, will. Weapon and shield style. I mean, if I wanted to be like a dwarven wall, maybe, but I don't know if I want to do that yet. I mean, a dwarf to wear a shield makes so much sense because they're small, but I'm kind of spoiled by dwarves that have two-handed weapons. Graceful retreat. No, dwarves are not graceful. I'll read it. Grants defense against disengagement attack. Yeah, no, dwarves are not graceful. If I were like an elf or something, sure. I don't like any of these. Alright, fast runner. No. Maybe if I were godlike, but not this dwarf. This would be a druid-esque type character, I would assume. Nah. That's a good role-playing one. I don't like any of these because they're too specific, and I don't know if I can. I mean, the fact that they're so specific means a lot of the time they just won't have any use. I'd rather have something that would be useful all of the time. They're good for role-playing, but... And if I were playing a godlike, I would probably choose some of them. Like, if I were a fire godlike, I would definitely go Scion of Flame. But for right now, I just don't see it being useful. Quick switch, maybe, but again, too many times I don't see it being useful. Whereas, for example, if I decide to go two-handed style and have that be my thing... That's useful all of the time. Berserker Rage right there, yeah, no. Bonus knockdown, I just don't see myself using. This is a passive. I like this. I really do like this. It would be useful all of the time. All of the time. It might not have as great of an impact as some of the others, but either this or two-handed style, but I don't know if I'm going to go two-handed. But this will always be useful, always. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Rapid Recovery. No new class unlocks, huh? Alright. You may want to review their stats, open their character, look at all the stuff in greater detail. Wow, that's a lot of stats. Hale and Hardy, what's that? That because I'm a dwarf? Yeah. I wonder how much gear affects things in this game. I mean, the way I view it, gear should definitely help, but the one behind the gear should be more important. Dark Souls is a good example of that. I think they had a good balance between gear and ability. Alright, anyway. Damage reduction 9, that's primarily based off of